The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I want to share with you a story that I know without a shadow of a doubt, this story changed my relationship with my father, without a question, forever. This story literally made us and kept us over the years like probably nothing else, at least in my books. When I was 17, maybe 16, I was in high school at the time. I had a very close-knit group of friends. We were boys. We were really like a little gang. And we were so close. Our group of six, we were the Magnificent Six, we used to call ourselves. And we were tight. And we really believed that we were ready to die for each other. We really believed that at the time. And then, as the year went on, it came Chol HaMoed, and this was a great opportunity for us to get away and have a great time. The only few days of school that we had off. So we found out that everybody else, the world, when you're young, you think the world is also 17. Anybody above or below, don't exist. But the world, meaning the other 17-year-olds, the world is going to great adventures. Everybody was going to Six Flags that year for Chol HaMoed. Till today, nothing changed. But everyone's going to Six Flags Great Adventure, Chol HaMoed. So we decided, no, if everybody's going to Six Flags, not us. We have to be the cool guys. We have to be different. We have to be special. We got to stand out. Defining teenageism. We got to stand out. So where are we going to go? We found out that Dorney Park in Pennsylvania is open that Chol HaMoed. That's it! We're going! Everyone's going to Six Flags. We're going to Dorney Park in Pennsylvania. The only question now is, how are we going to get there? Some of us had our permits. Nobody had their license. And even though one guy in the group might have had his license, there's no way his father is giving him the car after getting a license after 2 weeks. Not to Pennsylvania, that's for sure not. He was lucky to get down to the grocery and back at the corner. So I decided, I was the leader of the group. I'm going to be the one to have to go to my father and beg him and plead that he drives us in the old station wagon. Remember what those things look like? The old station wagon up to Dorney, Pennsylvania, to Dorney Park. And I begged. And I pleaded. And I begged. I said, Abba, please. We don't really ever go away together anywhere. These are my best friends. And this is the biggest day of the year. We were waiting for this. We were really dreaming about this. Please, Abba. I know it means to take off, but could you drive us up to Dorney? After I drove the poor guy crazy enough, he said, okay, fine. I'll take you. All right, I'll take you. And here it is. That big day. I'm telling you, ladies, I had no trouble waking up for minyan that morning. I was up at 5:30. Went to the first minyan. After that, shower. I had my clothing picked out from the night. I sound like a girl. I had clothing picked out from the night before. And you don't understand the excitement this was to me. And then my father and I, came time that we all made up. We drove around picking up all the guys. And here we are. We had the music blasting. We were on a high. This was Gan Eden for a 17-year-old. We are on our way to Dorney, Pennsylvania. Wow, what a day this is going to be. Memorable. And I said to myself, I was the roller coaster guru. I was going to be the guy to take him around from ride to ride. This was my day in the spotlight with my boys. And then there we were. I'll never forget. On Bay Parkway and 86th Street, where my father stopped for a red light, and then suddenly we hear, and I looked at my father, and my father looked back at me, and I said, no, nah, come on, no way, no, Borei Olam, no, you're not going to do this. Now, you want to do this to me today. Not now. Not with my best friends in the back seat. Not with my father driving. Not on the way to Dorney Park. Not on the 1 day or 2 of the year that I have off from. You wouldn't do that to me. Come on, Borei Olam. So a big smile looked at my father and said, "Hey, Abba, what was that?" And he looks back at me and he says, "I don't know." And suddenly he presses on the gas pedal. No reaction. He shuts off the car and tries to turn on the car. I said, "Oh, Shema Yisrael. I'm living my worst nightmare. I cannot believe this happened." And in the back is sitting the other 5 Indians, thinking to themselves, although obviously they wouldn't say it, but it was that awkward silence where everyone in the back, you can feel them thinking, "Uh-oh. Oh no, why did we ask his father to take us in this old, broken down, what an embarrassment." This was a busha for a lifetime. I got out of the car. My father got out of the car. The guys got out of the car. We pushed the station wagon over to the side of the road. My father opened up the front hood, and then whoosh, the smoke signals started coming out of the carburetor. And I looked at my father, and he looked at me. Oh, yeah, I remember that look on my father's face like, "I feel so bad to do this to you. The car is kaput, dead." I'm talking about Kaddish, done, dead, finished. My friends, they're looking at each other. What do we do now? This was a big day. You don't understand. We were counting down Sfirat HaOmer till this day. This was the big day. Right across the street, there was some sort of a movie theater there that's no longer. One of the guys ran across the street and he found, this invention. Once upon a time, it was called a payphone, where you actually had to feed it like a pet, and you fed it dimes and quarters, and this guy started throwing in dimes and quarters, and he's calling up everybody he knows. And then he gets his father on the phone, and this guy tells his father, "Dad, you gotta come now, it's an emergency. Duvi's father's car died. We're on the biggest day of the year. We're already 45 minutes late. How are we going to go around and do all the rides 57 times? The place closes at 9. We're late. Dad, you got to come now." And his father agreed. And 15 minutes later, his father came up, drove up in a brand new car. And all my friends, all they had to do was see the car. They all went running, jumped into the car. And I'm standing there in the toughest position I ever found myself in life. My friends were screaming, calling, "Duvi, come on, let's go! We got to get out of here, it's late, we lost an hour, come on!" And I'm looking back on the other side of my father standing at the car with the hood up and the smoke coming out. Now, what am I going to do? And these are my best friends on the biggest day. And I'm the roller coaster guru. I'm the guy that's supposed to be running this. But then I see my father standing there, broken down out the side. I'm going to leave him? I'm going to tell you something, ladies. It's very questionable when people are put in these positions what we decide to do at that moment. I just didn't know what to do. I looked at my friends. I looked at my father. I was in the worst tug of war of my life. I walked up to my father. Before I could say a word, my father said to me, "Duv, it's okay. Don't worry about it." I called AAA. They'll be here eventually, an hour or two, but don't worry. I won't be stuck here all day. Go with your friends. I know how much this day meant to you. Go have a blast with your friends. I said, "Abba, I'm going to jump into a car and leave you. You're doing the biggest thing for me. I'm going to leave you broken down on the side of the road. Just jump in and go with my friends. I can't. I'm staying with you." He says, "Duv, go ahead. Just go with your friend." And I hear my friend, "Duvi, let's go already. It's late. Come on. We're late. We lost an hour." I said, "Abba, I'm staying with you." I walked up to my friends. I said, "Guys, listen. I'm staying with my father. You guys go ahead. You have a great time. Come back. Tell me everything that happened. But you know what? That's my dad right there." I walked up to him. We waited for 2 hours. AAA finally showed up. They towed us back. The rest of the day, my father and I sat in the house on a cup of tea, and we just talked and we laughed for the rest of the day. And our relationship after this day was never, ever better. That moment of loyalty created a bond that was cement until today. These are the moments. These characteristics keep us and literally build us. The greatness of people, sensitivity, and loyalty.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org